welcome to the Album Man, and today I'm going to be doing my first review roundup, and this is basically a series I've been doing, basically albums I missed during the year, so every so often, and I'll do about 3 or 4 albums at a time maybe. So yeah, what we're going to be covering today, well, we're going to be covering Ritchie Blackmore's Night, Dancer and the Moon. We're going to be talking about Atoms for Peace, Amok, Airbourne's Black Dog Barking, and lastly, Sevendust, Black Out the Sun. So let's start with Blackmore's Night. So Ritchie Blackmore, one of my favourite guitarists of all time. The guitarist for Purple, of course, and for Rainbow. I love this guy, but unfortunately in recent years he's been doing some weird folk music with his wife, which I've actually avoided listening to. But Dance on the Moon came out and I thought, okay, I'll check it out. And wow, maybe I shouldn't have done. We're not going to be going track by track like I usually would. These are shorter, quicker, snappier reviews. And oh god. So, these are my paper notes. I couldn't be arsed using technology today. So, well, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we'll start with I Think It's Going to Rain Today. This is the first song on the album, and it really does set the tone for the album. It's not bad, it's fairly generic folk song with some decent guitar, and really not all that special. All I will say is his wife does have a good voice. His wife does have a very good voice and a lot of potential. The problem is that the control freak and the dominating Ritchie Blackmore seems to have finally been dominated in this music, as certainly evidence shown in the second track, Troika, which is a Russian folk song, and also the full track listing should be in the description below for all these albums. Yeah, Troika, which is a Russian folk song with some pleasant acoustic guitar, but nothing special. Yeah, it tells a fairly nice story, but it's really, again, quite a forgettable song. But I suppose it's one of the better ones. And I think some Ritchie Blackmore's disappointed guitar playing is really shown in the 2 instrumentals on this album, which are Minstrels in the Hall and Galliard. And these are 2-minute each acoustic instrumentals, and they're very, very disappointing because he doesn't really do anything in them, they don't go anywhere, considering this guy is, as I said, one of the greatest guitarists in my opinion in rock's history. They don't go anywhere, which is not like him. In Rainbow and Deep Purple he knew how to take a solo somewhere and a song somewhere, but here he doesn't. However, saying that, there is one unbelievable song on this album. I mean, truly amazing song, and that's the final track. It's called Carry On John, and you can probably guess who it's referring to. Yes, this is his song for John Lord. It's about, it's a pretty long, 5-minute, I think, instrumental. Yeah, 5-minute 30 actually, of Ritchie Blackmore on electric guitar. Oh god, it's heavenly. It is heavenly, this song. I would rather have him just done an entirely instrumental album of this, because it's absolutely fantastic. Oh my god, yes, and it even has a Hammond organ in there as well. It's a fantastic tribute to, of course, a fantastic man. But the rest of the album, it really is just fairly dull. Songs like Somewhere Over the Sea. Somewhere Over the Sea, that, yeah, I actually forgot I was even listening to that. That was such a bloody dull song. I'd say the second best song is probably The Moon Is Shining. I think it's called that. And this starts weirdly. It's a bit of a WTF moment, because it starts with like electronics, and you're thinking, what is this, like Blackmore's Kid A? But no, it actually goes into really nice. Has a really strong, catchy chorus to it, and yeah, I mean, it's definitely the best song on the album with some, nice lead guitar as well. Overall, what do I think of this album? I think in general it's very dull. Yes, it does have a few decent tracks here and there, but they're sprinkled, and really Blackmore, this band at their best when Blackmore is at the forefront, which he isn't really in this band. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It's just dull, but it's not unpleasant, it's dull. It's really Carry On John that carries this album. Now we're going to be taking a look at Atoms for Peace's Amok. This is an album I think some people wouldn't have expected I'd cover. And if you don't know who this is a bit of a supergroup, a collab between Tom York of course, Radiohead, and Flea, who's the Red Hot Chili Peppers bassist. And this was an interesting collaboration. It sounds quite like Tom York's solo work, a bit like Eraser, and, has that more electronic sound to it. I mean, apparently there's guitar on this album, but it's definitely difficult to hear. So you have the first song, it's Before Your Very Eyes, and this has a really nice atmosphere to it. Some awesome vocals. Tom's vocals on this album, in general, is just fantastic. And yeah, I mean, his vocals, they really carry the song, to be honest. I mean, the ambient electronic sounds, they're done tastefully. There isn't, say, anything overbearing, any big noises. They're just quite subtle, and yeah, I don't mind them in this song, but it's Tom's voice that carries this. And then we'll look at Ingenue. And this, I mean, it's a pleasant track, and it's one of the examples of what a few of these tracks end up being. They're pleasant, but they're not really memorable. They're quite forgettable, and there's a few of these quite forgettable tracks. It's like Unless. I just didn't dig Unless. I thought Unless was maybe the second weakest track on the album, to be honest. It was not a great song. And considering there's only 9 songs on here, you want all of them to be good. But the 2 tracks after, Stuck Together Pieces and Judge, Jury and Executioner, they are really, really good songs. Yeah, I mean, they're just so catchy, particularly Stuck Together Pieces. That's just a fantastically catchy song. I'd say that's the best song on the album. And then it ends in the very disappointing title track of Amok. And this is a very electronically driven song, and yeah, it's just, I mean, it's not awful, but the thing that really spoils it, has this annoying clicking sound from the electronic drum kit that really, really hinders this song quite a lot, to be honest. Otherwise it wouldn't be too bad, but the clicking sound is just that bit too abrasive. I'd say overall this album, it's about a 6 out of 10. It's definitely not a bad album, not half as bad as I thought it'd be, but it's hardly a classic. And is it better than King of Limbs? Well, not quite, but King of Limbs wasn't exactly great. Okay, let's look at some more rock. We've had a look at our folk and our electronic weirdness, avant-garde stuff. Let's just some straightforward rock. Airbourne's Black Dog Barking. Airbourne are a band I've never been a huge fan of. No. I used to like them at one point from their first album. I liked a few of the songs, and I thought they were decent. No Guts, No Glory was just, that was awful. And then I saw them live supporting Iron Maiden in 2011. And quite honestly, they were the worst band I've ever seen live. They were just appalling live. Literally just abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. The mixing on their sound was just horrible. The bass was just completely overbearing, and you could barely hear anything else. The vocal performance wasn't very strong. The guitar sounded just muddy as hell. It was just horrible. The song sounded absolutely crap, and I didn't like it at all. And I've never really listened to them much since. But I had a lot of good things about Black Dog Barking, so I did decide that I would, check it out, see if it's any good. So if we look at a few of the songs, so we have like Ready to Rock, and this is a very AC/DC sounding song. We've even some lyrical, I don't know the lyrics on this, it references Robert Johnson's Crossroads, The Sun and Soul to the Devil. And I don't know, it just doesn't do it in a very good way. I think the lyrics are pretty shit in this song, but Airbourne's lyrics, they're pretty shit overall. And we'll come to that a bit later. But yeah, one of the things that struck me, really nice solo, a bit over dramatic intro, I have to say. And the whole was just a bit unnecessary, to be honest. And then Animalize, the second track, this is pretty good. Again, the guitar solo, the guitarist, I don't know who's the lead guitarist, but they are talented. They are a talented guy. Fantastic lead guitar on this album overall, especially I'd say on Animalize though. And then I'd say Back in the Game. This is another good song. It's probably my second favourite song on the album. It's a really solid song. And then let's look at the single, Live It Up. You see, when this song came out as a single, I did listen to it, and I didn't really think it was all that good. I thought it was so uninspired, and that's the main problem I have with Airbourne. I just find their music quite dull. It's like, oh, it's party rock, you know, but I tell you why I find it dull. I love AC/DC, you know, good old AC/DC here, you know, on my wall, but that's, oh god, and with the cannon on, can't remember the name now. But yeah, I love AC/DC, for those about to rock. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I love AC/DC, but I find this band, you see, you have bands like Rival Sons, who are very much influenced by like Led Zeppelin, like you have bands like Black Country Communion, who take a lot of influence from, you know, Free and Bad Company. And they have Airbourne, who don't just take influence from AC/DC, but quite honestly plagiarise AC/DC. There's one thing being influenced, but then making you say, quite frankly, they are so similar to AC/DC, I'd just rather listen to AC/DC, as they are the superior band. There's no doubt about that. So I'd rather just put on Back in Black, or even Black Ice I'd rather put on, to be honest. I really like Black Ice, really good album. You know, I got a little bored of it, to be honest. At first I adored it, but not as much anymore. Anyway, yeah, and I think Live It Up really just sums it up. They're trying so hard to be AC/DC, including the vocalist, who I don't know the name of. He's trying so hard to be Brian Johnson. It's just, it annoys me. Either be a cover band or add something. And they do add something in a couple of songs, and that's why I liked Back in the Game, but particularly my favourite song in the album has to be Cradle to the Grave. This is actually a really, really good song. I like this song quite a lot. Fantastically catchy chorus, really nice change of pace throughout, really varied song. I love this. This is where they took that influence from AC/DC and blended it with, you know, something else to make it sound, you know, fresh and interesting. But a song like Live It Up, songs like Ready to Rock, and especially like Firepower, just such a tired song. And then lastly we'll take a look at a couple of the songs towards the end where they really start to lose the plot. Black Dog Barking has the lyrics. Let me find this, and I repeat, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight in the dog. Oh god. Oh god. This is worse than I'm a super collider. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the fight in the dog. I just burst out laughing when I had that line. It's comical. It's such a stupid line, and it's a stupid song, to be honest. And then we have the nonsensical chorus of the song called, and this is the chorus as well, it's, oh god, what's it called? I can't even remember the name of it now. It's saying like, you got the sign to pay the bills or something. Just an awful song, to be honest. Yeah, what's it called? I can't even read my own bloody writing. It's signed to pay the bills, and just, yeah, it's not a great album. It's alright. I'm probably being a little harsh, and I'll probably get comments saying, "Oh, you're being harsh." But I find Airbourne, they get held in such high regard as, you know, one of the best of the sort of, you know, 70s, 80s revival bands. But I just find them too plagiarising for me. Just too plagiarising. They just take everything that bit too far. You know, like Beardfish are clearly influenced by King Crimson, ELP, but yet they have a unique sound. You know, and If the Stone Said I Could Speak is very much a song neither of those two bands would have written. These are songs AC/DC could well have written, but didn't because they have better. 6.5 out of 10. It's alright. And then Sevendust. Oh god. This band's been recommended to me quite a few times. So I gave in. So okay, I'll check out Black Out the Bloody Sun. Oh god. Mistake. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it starts out well with this nice little acoustic intro. And then going to the first proper song, track 2, it's like it just has all these unnecessary growls, which they just don't even fit the bloody song. And then you have this guy who sounds so like Scott Stapp. it's like silly, but it's like an inferior Scott stat, because yes, I like Creed. Just none of these songs have that great choruses. Sometimes they're trying to be Nickelback, and sometimes they're trying to be metalcore. It's like, decide what you want to be. You trying to be commercial Creed Nickelback? Are you trying to be Trivium, like Ascendancy type stuff, or what the hell are you trying to be? Decide. I mean, the guy has a decent voice when he wants to. Listen to his cover of Head. Not bad, you know. Not bad. The Johnny Cash version he was covering in particular, not bad. Same the rest of the album, it's pretty dismal. I mean, just the odd decent chorus here and there, sprinkled, you know, very, very lightly throughout. 4 out of 10. I just don't even really want to talk about the album. I didn't particularly enjoy it, but I gave it this higher score. Yeah, I count this a high score for the album. I mean, I gave him a really in sounds that can't be made a 4.5, so, you know. I gave it a 4 because maybe I'm being a tad harsh to it, but I just didn't like this album. No. Okay, so that's been review roundup number 1. I hope you enjoyed this. If you didn't, please do tell me why. It does annoy me when people are like, oh, I'm going to dislike this, but not even tell you why. Do please tell me why. I don't mind if you want to dislike it, that's absolutely fine, but please do at least tell me why so I can try and improve. So yeah, if you want me to do more of these, because I have quite a few more plans, so you better say yes. No, you know, obviously, tell me. And yeah, I'm running out of time on my camera, so this has been the Airbourne I. Thanks for watching, comment, subscribe. Oh, wait, one more thing. One more thing. Don't click off yet. Yeah. From some of my collab videos of people, you may know Stee, or This Is Stee, I think his username is on YouTube. He also used to be called Brother Ahmed. He's gone through various different names. I think it's This Is Stee now. But anyway, he's actually going to start doing some videos. He's the person who collabed with me on the Aerosmith, Music from Another Dimension review. Also was on the first podcast, not podcasting. He was on the Rockcast, which was a podcast. But also more recently, he was one of the people streaming with me on my first stream. Yeah, he's been in quite a few videos. You might know him if you're a long-time follower. And yeah, he's going to be starting to do videos on his channel. He's not anything music-related per se, but he's going to be looking at sort of like philosophical questions, things about life, and yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, anyway, this has been Airbourne I. Thanks for watching, comment, subscribe, and as usual, long live good rock and roll, not bloody Sevendust.